Okay, this feature on Performance Plus will allow you to learn a little bit more about how to do reports. Of course, you'll have logged in already through My New Hampshire DOE. You'll arrive at the home page where you'll want to look at the reports site. So you head to reports. Once you get to reports, you have quite a few different options. Each one of these little radio buttons is a different type of report. Each of these is a different type of report. The first step is to choose a report. So in this case, let's choose a simple report, the proficiency level pie chart. The second step then is to choose an assessment. If you wanted to choose a particular assessment, you would look to this. Excuse me. And let's look at the math assessment from 5th grade. So you always have to pick a subject, a grade level, and then eventually a year. So we'll do mathematics, 5th grade, and we'll make the year 2008-2009. One of the tricky things to learn is you always have to hit redisplay to get a new list of tests. So you hit redisplay, that sort of searches for the assessments, and here you see you've got the State NECAP 2008 for grade 5. Click on that. You can do two things, OK and return or OK and run now. If you're sure that that's the report that you want, you can do OK and run now. Let's just check OK and return. You do OK and return, you can look down here and see what exactly are you searching for. It says assessments, math, grade 5, given in October 2008. If you wanted to get rid of those, you could either clear, which wipes things out, or deselect, which gives you a choice of options. Let's go ahead and run that report. And here you have, it tells you what report it is, and you have a nice colorful graphic showing how students did in grade 5, October 2008 on the NECAP test. You have some more detailed information down below, and we had 344 students that we were responsible for. If it's necessary to look at who the students are, which would definitely be important if you're looking at your classroom, you want to look at exactly who are the level 1 students, who are the level 2, who are the level 3, and who are the level 4, so you can help them and meet them where they need to be met. You can either double click on the levels and that will give you the student list, or you can double click on these lists and find out who the students are, and in that way you can help them. These tutorials are going to be public, so we're not going to do that. One thing to point out here is breadcrumbs. This system does not like the back button. It does like you to go back to the report filter, and we could choose a new test. There are two others that I want you to be aware of right now. One is assessment scores. You do assessment scores and run that report. What you're going to get, you're going to be able to export this to Excel. Then you can do whatever you want with the scores. If you like to work in Excel and have total control of the numbers and the scores, you can do that. You simply select what you'd like and then open in Excel and save it as you would like. One more that's very helpful, item analysis. Item analysis shows you how students do on a particular test. It's a complicated one, so it takes a little bit to run. But what it shows you is on each particular item, how students did. So if you're looking at your set of classroom data, you would be able to look at how the students sitting in front of you did on a particular question on the NECAP in a particular year. Could be pretty useful. So if we take a look, you can look at the questions. Question 1 shows you all about this. This is the correct. The incorrect shows up in yellow. Let's take a look at this one. On this particular one, 184 got it correct, 140 incorrect. We can take a look at what the question was. And you can examine, well, which circle is shaded gray to represent the fraction of the set of dogs that is sitting. And you can examine this to see what your students might have put. It tells you the correct answer if you weren't able to get it yourself. And it tells you the standard that it is based upon, which is quite useful. Close out of there. If it's important to you, this again is a lot of students, but if it's important to you to see which students got it correct, which students got it incorrect, you can take a look at these. Using some of the other programs within Performance Pathways, you can then create or find questions that could help your students practice this work. Show you one more before we go, which is important. This is called a growth target report. Let's try the growth target report. This is a complicated one to understand at first, but here's what it is. Based on the 2008 math kneecap, the prior year, these students scored L1. From the prior year, that means in 4th grade they scored level 1, did they make the growth target? What was their growth target? This is a target calculated by the state. What was the growth target? 20 of them met their growth target, 27 did not. Those students that had a score of level 2 in math in 4th grade, 33 did not meet their target, 45 did. Those students in L3, 27 did not, 149 did, and 5 did not, and 67 did in level 4. One very, very, very important thing to remember is that it's harder to make growth at these lower levels because you're trying to catch up to be proficient in the grade level. It's easier to make growth if you were level 4 the previous year, you actually just have to stay the same to make growth. You can always ask questions of the assessment department if you have more questions about that. So let's go back to the reporting screen. This is a brief tutorial. Please investigate the other assessment reports that you can run. And again, ask us if you have questions.